Hey trophies, welcome to I Jump Instead. My name is Trophy Sally and I'm here today to show you the one move that you can do that will stretch and strengthen every joint in your entire body, jawline to feet. I do have two rebounders in this video here. This is the Cellerciser rebounder and this is the JumpSport 350 Pro. I built my body on the Cellerciser rebounder. I find this rebounder to be the strongest, most supportive rebounder on the market. And then the JumpSport 350 Pro is a close second. The JumpSport 350 Pro has a very stable handlebar, which I love, but the bungees are not as strong as the Cellerciser springs. And so we're not gonna get as much resistance on the JumpSport 350 Pro as we are on the Cellerciser rebounder. But you'll actually see more rebounding instructors using and promoting the JumpSport 350 Pro because it is a little bit more of a gentler experience than the Cellerciser rebounder is. But I do want us to build our way up to being able to using the Cellerciser rebounder eventually, because this rebounder is going to take us leaps farther in our full body health and strength and flexibility because of the resistance that we're getting on every cell in our entire body with every bounce on this rebounder. And so if you start on the Cellerciser rebounder, keep your bouncing extremely low while you build up your strength in your body. And so you would just start with gentle health pumping, feet connected, and then you can do the one move that I'm going to show you in this video today. If you start on a bungee rebounder like the JumpSport 350 Pro, you can bounce a little bit more to start, but you still need to take it easy, and then you can do movements on the rebounder as you build up your strength. And then if you want to take your fitness and strength and health and flexibility to the highest level, I recommend getting the Cellerciser rebounder. This rebounder is built to last you a lifetime. You'll never have to change the resistance on the rebounder because the resistance is built to stay the same resistance for the lifetime of the rebounder. Unlike bungee rebounders, bungees get stretched out over time, and so you have to tighten the bungees. And so it's a work in progress with bungee rebounders, but the Cellerciser is just a one-time purchase, set it and forget it. You'll never have to change anything on it ever. And so that's why I really love the Cellerciser as well. But you'll benefit being on a rebounder, doing this one specific move or any other moves that feel good in your body, as long as you are in this up and down resistance release, gravitational flux of increasing and decreasing gravity, you're gonna bring amazing benefits into your body. Okay, so let me go ahead and show you this move. It's called Tai Chi twists. You do need a handlebar for this move. And honestly, I like to have a handlebar attached at all times to my rebounder because I feel like it's a performance bar. I like to see where it is in my peripheral at the very least. I don't have to use it, but if I can see the handlebar, then I know where my rebounder is underneath my feet. If I don't have this handlebar here, then I have to look down to see where the rebounder is, and so that I don't fly off of the rebounder, right? Even if I'm keeping my bounce low and connected, maybe there's a minimal chance of me stepping off or flying off of my rebounder. But as soon as I start to lift my feet up, then what happens if I accidentally step over and off the rebounder? I could seriously injure myself. So I really like to have the handlebar attached at all times. And I can do every move on the rebounder with the handlebar attached, even if I'm not using it. But I actually have found that with using it, I can actually go farther and faster with a lot of movements. For example, side kicks. When I'm doing side kicks, if I hold the handlebar, then I can keep my body more upright when I lift, versus if I don't have the handlebar, then when I lean over, my upper body leans more. Can you see the difference? So let me show you. No handlebar, side kicks. So I'm at this angle here when I do side kicks. If I have my hands on the handlebar, see how much more upright I can be because I have this stability of my arm on the handlebar, and so I have this core stability here. So now I'm able to kick higher because the farther I lean over, I'm not getting as high of a kick. If my upper body is like this, crunch central, okay? So it's a performance bar. I'm able to go deeper into my flexibility. Also with squat walking, if I don't have the handlebar, I can push in pretty good. But if I have the handlebar, I can stay super still and dig into my rebounder. So I love the handlebar. Okay. So let me go ahead and show you the move, Tai Chi twists. We stand tall and we find that wide stance that feels natural and normal. And so depending on our height will depend on how wide our stance is. So the shorter you are, the more narrow you might stand, and the taller you are, the wider you might stand. And then you just want to feel balanced. So you close your eyes, have your hands on your handlebar, and feel where it feels the most natural and where you feel stable and steady on your feet. Then we open our eyes, because we're not doing this with our eyes closed. We're just figuring out where we need to stand and how wide we need to stand. And then we ground our feet, because we really want to connect to the bottoms of our feet. I want you to feel your heels. I want you to feel the balls of your feet. I want you to feel all four corners, the bottoms of your feet actually. This is one of the reasons why I like to not wear shoes, because we really can connect with the mat underneath us. And how we connect with the bottoms of our feet will help us to strengthen into certain areas in our body. The bottom of the front of our feet, the balls of our feet, translate into the fronts of our legs, and the heels translate into the backs of our legs. For example, if you're doing squat walking and you come up more into the balls of your feet, you're gonna feel it in your quads. If you sit back more into your heels, you feel it more into your hamstrings and glutes. So when we're bouncing, we want to be connecting to the bottoms of our feet, from the balls back to the heels into the sides, so that we can have maximum stability and mind to muscle connection in every muscle in our entire body. It's the same with the hands and the shoulders. The pinkies go back into the triceps and the thumbs come up into the biceps. And then the middle comes through the middle. And so when we're using our hands in moves, we want to connect to our full mind to muscle connection, and it goes from our jawline down to our toes, out to our fingertips. It's a full body experience and it's so much fun. You learn all of this with IJUMPINSTEAD, because we are masters of the rebounder. So let's go ahead and get into Tai Chi twists once and for all. We're going to stand with that wide, comfortable stance, hands on the handlebar, and then we're going to immediately notice that because our hands are here, we stand taller. And when we stand taller, our core contracts by default, because when you stand up tall, your core comes in and contracts. And so use your handlebar to stand taller, your core will contract, and then nose breathing, close your mouth, push your lips together, jaw is closed, relax and nose breathe. This stabilizes your upper spine, your neck. And then standing tall stabilizes your mid spine and your lower spine. So now you're stable through your spine, through your jaw and through your core. Standing tall, jaw closed, just like this. Perfect. Then you get into a nice, gentle bouncing and you start to twist. So when we twist, we're gonna keep our head forward and we're gonna keep our shoulders down, because we're not pulling our shoulders up. We're just gonna keep them down. And then we're gonna guide ourselves around in the twist by letting one arm swing out to the side. And as we turn, we're gonna keep our head facing forward and look over this front shoulder. And then we're gonna come back and switch and look over this front shoulder again. And we're gonna notice that our wrists and fingers come into the movement. By when we pull back, our wrists are getting a nice movement, our fingers are moving. When we stretch back, our elbow gets a nice stretch, our shoulder gets a nice stretch, our spine is obviously getting a nice stretch, our neck is getting a stretch by looking over this front shoulder, maybe even a little gaze down, just like this. And then our hips are getting a beautiful stretch. Our knees are getting a wonderful stretch. Our ankles are getting a wonderful stretch. Now, into the toes, because I promised you that we were going to be stretching and strengthening into the toes. We can even play the piano with our toes into our resistance mats, which is helping us to ground our feet into the rebounder mat anyhow. And so we're going to ground our feet. Notice that our toes are doing a little dance. And then we're gonna twist around. Our core is stretched through our posture, Our jaw is closed. And then our knees work with the movement so that they feel the best. We wouldn't ever lock them out. And we may notice that because our feet are so grounded, that when we twist, we may notice that this right knee, for example, when we're twisting with the right arm back, maybe this knee straightens a little bit more and this knee bends a little bit more, because that helps us to twist properly. And then when we switch, this knee bends a little bit more and this one straightens a little bit more. This is happening naturally because you're standing tall and you're keeping your shoulders down and you're twisting, looking over your shoulders, and your core is strong and you're feeling normal and natural in your Tai Chi twists, stretching and strengthening every single joint in your entire body, jawline to feet, on a rebounder with a handlebar. Every day, if you can. First thing in the morning is a wonderful time to do it. Any time of day would be a wonderful time to do it. And I will also end this video by saying that Barbara O'Neill would recommend 3 minutes of bouncing 3 times a day for the best results. Of course, this could be the foundation of your health and wellness. And then if you want to jump into workouts and take your rebounding time up a little bit more than 3 times 3, you could jump into our workouts here on IJUMPINSTEAD YouTube. We have a beginner playlist in our playlist section that give you the best beginner workouts ever. My twin sister and I made these with love and with your health and well-being at the forefront of our priority list, because rebounding really can be taken to high intensity and to vigorous levels. But we wanted these beginner workouts to be gentle and effective and safe and fun, and to teach you everything that you need to know about rebounding. So you'll find those workouts in our beginner playlist here on YouTube. And then we have other workouts in our playlists here on YouTube that are more higher intensity, that will teach you more about rebounding and get your heart rate up and get your muscles firing and get your joints stretching. And then we also film workouts weekly that are brand new that we put into a membership for only $14.99 per month. And so even if you weren't quite ready for those workouts, you could still jump into that membership and start to watch those videos and listen to what we're saying and learn. Because if you're hearing what we're saying and you're watching and you're learning, you will progress through your rebounding journey faster. And then you will be able to jump into those classes and start to move your body in that way and build up your health and strength to the highest levels that you can possibly achieve, which is what my twin sister and I have done. We have transformed our bodies inside and out, jawline to feet. We feel like we have more muscle than we could have built in 2 lifetimes. We feel like we have surpassed all expectations of what kind of muscle we could have built in our lives, and it's all been from jumping instead, specifically on the Cellerciser rebounder, because this rebounder brings the most resistance into our muscles, into our lymphatic system, into our bones. And so this is our #1 recommended rebounder. And we are so happy that we started jumping instead, and we hope that you do the same, and we hope that you jump into our classes, and we hope that you do this one move that I showed you in this video today, and we hope that you do 3 minutes a day, 3 times a day. I actually have a PDF that you can print that will keep you on track with your 3 minutes a day, 3 times a day challenge that you may decide to start for yourself. Print that PDF down in the description, and then you can get your 3x3 in every single day. And then subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can jump into our workouts and build your trophy body to the level that your heart desires, and jump instead for the rest of your trophy life. Okay, trophies, give the video a like if you plan on doing Tai Chi twists in your trophy day, and also comment below if you have any questions for me, okay? Lots of trophy love. Mwah. Bye for now.